Hey y'all, welcome to episode 8 of Talk Gaming Podcast. This is your host Chris Fernandez. Got Bob and Seventh Sword here.
Yeah.
J-Bone is out this week. He is at his aunt's, right?
Aunt's birthday.
Aunt's birthday dinner or something like that.
Barf.
Family stuff, nothing important.
Yeah.
Family stuff.
Yeah, we're back again. I'm back from my little absence last week. I was out for work, so I missed the podcast. Missed the guys. Missed the food, even though we don't have any.
Did you eat ribs?
I did not, because all they had out in West Virginia was like family restaurants. It was, and they were like the worst. Like they're like, oh my gosh, everything's homemade. Everything is like pure.
Look at those mashed potatoes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
All
never
the butter.
And it was like the worst food. It was like Angelo's and Woodstock bad.
I never understand why like you want to go out to eat homemade food. That like makes no sense to me.
Wouldn't
Alright.
I make it at home?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand.
I guess you're trying to reference quality, but it's just like...
What I wanted to do was go out and I wanted to get some like southern ribs, with some like sweet tea. I got sweet tea and it was good, but it was mediocre compared to what I had in Georgia. But man, some southern ribs. Whew! Can't beat it. Been playing. I'm gonna start off by saying I've been playing way too much 7 Days to Die, early access game on PC. If you have Steam and you have a decent computer, you don't even need anything crazy to run it. Get it. It's only $25 now. Yeah, it went back up to $25.
It was like $13.
Bought it on Friday.
Made me buy it when it was $18.
Yeah.
Could have waited one more day.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have that fun experience that we had.
Yeah.
Dude,
Gonna make it.
It's so good. We got it on we got it on Friday, and I just looked, and we put 36 hours into it already.
Damn.
36 hours.
That's dedication.
That is.
We got a few other guys from Talk Gaming on there with us too. So there was like 5 or 6 of us at one
You
time.
guys should have like a whole town by now.
Yeah, we built like a fortress with multiple rooms. Like it's crazy.
I built. Chris built one on the side, and I made 2 levels too, and Chris made 2 levels. Mine's made out of cobblestone.
So those of you who don't know what it is, 7 Days to Die is like a mix of DayZ and Minecraft, and it's all the best things combined into one game. Like I've played Minecraft and I've played DayZ, and I've watched my little brother play DayZ. And DayZ's cool, but I was looking for something that had crafting, something to like you build your own place and you gotta defend it, and while you're building it, you gotta defend it while you're building it because they keep attacking, And then I was like, well, people were like Minecraft, and I'm like, yeah, but Minecraft, like, look at like I'm not looking for like a cartoon. I'm looking for like a serious survival game, like something that gets you on edge. You know what I mean? Like where you and the zombies in there are pathetic. Like
You want something gritty and
I want
dark.
I don't want like virtual Legos. I want like a survival horror experience.
Yeah, you don't want that cartoon thing.
Right.
Minecraft does a lot, like great with crafting and a bunch of creativity, but I feel the same way on that point. Is I want it to actually kind of look a little more realistic, or
Right.
like I don't want to look through a cube box to find something.
Right.
I don't know what
Because we played the hell out of Terraria. And how often in Terraria, or even when I played Minecraft, did you actually feel like you were in danger? You're just like, oh man, enemies, and you run. And 7 Days to Die, you're like, oh shit, there's a horde of zombies like coming towards our time right now. Everybody get up into the roof.
And I'm hungry, and I'm thirsty.
Right, and you gotta eat, and you gotta drink, and
I'm
like
running out of stamina.
right, and you're fighting these things, and your weapons are breaking, and it's just like it's chaos.
You know what I really like about it though, that some games don't do really good with crafting, is like when you're looking for parts, they're actually in the right spots. Like if
Right.
you're looking for metal, you look for it into like a air conditioner, or if you look for food, they're in the cupboards. Like
Yep.
that makes sense. What game did we look at that had it really really weird?
Oh, was it
was
Rust?
was
It
Yeah.
Rust was one of them where they killed the pig, and he was getting chicken meat from the pig. Like he was getting like, chicken legs from like the pig and stuff like that.
And
And I was
all
like,
this
what
other
is this?
stuff.
What?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
just I don't know, that bothers me. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
And we've played a lot of early access games recently, and 7 Days to Die actually feels like a game that's not early access. Like it's got some of those little like quirks sometimes, but overall it's a really solid game. Like
I think
it's not the best looking thing. It looks pretty, the lighting is great, but like the fact that it's early access doesn't even show. It feels
I
like
think it does.
Yeah, I think it does.
But
I've played a lot of PC games, Chris. A lot of PC games.
But I know what he's saying. What he's saying is that it's playable and you can actually do a lot of stuff, and it feels pretty complete. But I mean, there are a lot of things that they could work on.
I'm talking about not just graphical. I'm talking content wise, because you play an early access game like Nether. It feels really stripped down. Like there's only like a couple things you could do. You play something like DayZ, and besides people falling through the floor and a lot of crazy glitches, it's like you get to a point where you're just like, okay, what now? With this game, it's like there's always something to do. You never run out of stuff to do, and the content that's in it ridiculous.
I wonder how much it's going to change because obviously this is not their final
No.
version. This is not their ultimate
The next
goal.
update is going to release like character customization, like armor crafting, like all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
AI
they-
tweaks.
I'm hoping for different enemy types.
Yeah, enemy types. There are different enemy types.
Yeah, but
There
I'm
are
like,
different types
like
of zombies.
a lot though. I'm talking about
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like different times of
I'm
day.
sure they'll add those. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, it's another thing that's pretty cool that, me and Chris are pretty new to PC, but the idea that there's a lot of modifications that you can make. We actually have our own server now, and you can change a bunch of different things, like how many zombies there are, how hard they are to kill, how many like supply drops. It's just really cool to be able to, modify it to what you guys want to do.
Now, with that server, do you guys just pay one flat fee for a whole time, or
I think
is it month to
I
month?
think it's $10 a year.
Our buddy Brandon was here, and
Oh.
it depending on what site you rent it from, you can get them from anywhere from like 10 to 20, depending on
bad.
how long. But Brandon rented one for a month for $10.
$10
Oh, it's
a
a
month.
month?
Yeah,
I
a
was
month.
like, wow, I was like $10 a year. That's pretty
No,
good.
$10 a month.
Oh,
So the cool thing about that is you can password protect it, and if you get your own server, you can tweak all the settings. Like there was some things that we got rid of, like when you craft stuff, like in your inventory, instead of just having to wait for the bar to like finish crafting and stuff, we just did it where you hit craft and it crafts it immediately.
Okay.
You could tweak the amount of supply drops, make it harder, like make more zombie groups come after you, but make you more powerful. So like when you hit a guy in the head with an axe or a knife, it's like 1 or 2 hits and he's dead, kind of like it would be in real life.
Yeah,
you know?
if
Because
I-
before it was like you're whacking him upside the head. Like
with
several
with the
times.
gunshot to the head, that should be an instant kill.
Right, exactly, and it is now.
Depending on that,
Yeah.
nice.
On our
Because I
server,
mean,
we
I
tweaked
remember
it,
I
yeah.
played with you guys and I shot this zombie like 4 times.
I remember
So
you're
was
like, what the heck?
I was like, it's like rotting flesh. There should be no head left.
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, but definitely the combat system of like the melee system really needs work. Like you run and they hit you from afar. I mean, there's a lot of
It's
things.
the hitboxes, yeah. Like
Yeah,
you'll step back and you'll see a zombie swing at you from like 5 feet away, and it hits you. And you're like, really?
Or you do the same to them.
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I died. I was just
Those
like, what's
dang
hitting
dogs.
me?
Yeah.
The
So I don't.
dogs.
That's what I've been playing for like the last weekend. Bob's been pretty much playing the same thing. But Bob, what did you beat yesterday, Bob?
Octodad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I beat. Yeah.
Octodad?
I kind of forgot what I beat yesterday. Yeah, Octodad. I actually played it. I'm into those weird, funny games. It was $5 on the Steam sale. I enjoyed myself. It's creative, definitely creative. I don't know. It's a weird, strange game. It's really short, but you get to move your body and just have a good time. I think it's worth to play for $5. It's fun.
Yeah.
Other than playing 7 days, I'm pretty much playing with that. Yeah, and I played a little League still, but yeah,
Yeah, we played a lot of League. It was awesome. We went on like a 6-7 game winning streak one night. It just flat out like we're trying to get Rich in a league. Come on, Rich.
Hey!
Come on.
I'm not a MOBA guy. I'm
Rich, you just don't know.
Everyone says that I should play League,
You
and everyone
just don't
says that I
know.
would probably just like assimilate and be really good at it, but
You
I
would.
don't know.
I
I
think
don't
you'd be
know.
good, Rich. It's something you gotta. It's something that's super competitive.
I'm more of like a Smash Bros. 1-on-1 or 1-on-4 kind of person.
It could be 1-on-1 in your lane.
I just think, just in a general sense, that like I live with Chris, and just having like a roommate or someone that you always get to play games with, it kind of like makes you want to play games more. It's like more of an interaction. I think that's how people feel about it now. That like if you want to hang out with someone that's far away or whatever, we just play games with them.
Yeah,
It's hanging out, playing games.
true. I really want to actually dedicate more time to 7 Days to Die. 'Cause
Yeah.
I bought it and I want to play it. I just haven't had time and
Tonight,
power went out.
Rich got a new graphics card.
Yeah, new graphics card.
NVIDIA, right?
NVIDIA GTX 760.
So he's gonna put that bad boy in tonight.
Not the best, but not the worst. Better than what I had.
It's great, dude. It's a great card.
I know, but some of those top of the line cards.
What did you
cost,
have
like,
before?
$1,000. AMD Radeon HD like 76.
Titan.
50. Huh?
A Titan.
No. Yeah, Titan. Yeah, Alienware. I just bought it off their site.
Alienware.
Paid $9,000.
Rip-off. No, never.
But
So, like, on the topic of like really good early access games, stuff like that. That's a really good game. Would I say it's a masterpiece? No.
No.
no,
Not at
But
this
then-
point.
but then
it
I was-
has potential.
But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, what makes a good game versus a masterpiece?
What does make a good game versus a masterpiece?
I don't know, Rich. What makes a good game versus a masterpiece?
Obviously, there's several different categories you have to take into account here. Obviously gameplay is way up there. Now, see, some games could be a masterpiece, but are considered a masterpiece and just have the gameplay but don't have the story. Would you guys agree with that? I think I need both.
Oh,
I need
for a
both.
masterpiece.
For a masterpiece?
For a masterpiece, I need to like in the game. I need to find like really nothing to gripe about, and that's what I consider a masterpiece.
Now, like, what about bugs? I mean, bugs are going to be in every game, so I mean, those like, you have to forgive it. If it's like an obscene amount of bugs, like it's unplayable because of it. But if
Now,
it's
by
like,
bug, are you referring to
Like-
clipping or
yeah, like you just like
you shoot a guy and his gun's like floating, but his body's dead? Like,
yeah, but it happens like once. Like it's obviously a glitch that.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't look at that stuff. And,
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
If it's
Right.
like Assassin's Creed 3,
yeah. If,
Bug,
if it's
like-
anything like Assassin's Creed 3, it's a buggy disaster,
If it-
and that's ticks against it.
So I'm just gonna say a couple games here, and you guys say masterpiece or just like great game, right?
Okay.
All right, BioShock Infinite. Yeah, see, it's
question.
hard. But when I say Last of Us,
I'm gonna say Mass of Us is a masterpiece.
masterpiece,
Hands down.
instant.
It's a masterpiece.
You had to
Like,
think about it for BioShock.
Alright,
so
let-
does
Yeah,
that
I had to think
automatically
about
make
it. So
not a
I think
masterpiece?
I
It's a
think
fantastic
Well,
game.
it's a fantastic game. Not a good game. It's a fantastic
It's-
game.
should
But when
be,
I say
yeah.
it's a masterpiece, I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece.
I would
say it's a work of art, but it's not a masterpiece.
I would say Bioshock series is a masterpiece. Would I say Bioshock 3? The reason why I hesitated because it's already been done. I mean, because they've made the other ones, but as a series in general, I would say yeah, it's a masterpiece. I remember when I played Bioshock 1, and that was
Bioshock-
beautiful, and that was amazing.
Oh, yeah,
and if I
Bioshock
brought
1.
it back and I played it this, like if it was that year, was it 2008? I don't know in a year.
Yeah,
Whatever year it
that
came out.
was all that year in gaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
That
Well,
was
I'm
a
just
prime
saying
year.
that would
Yeah.
be in 2008. Would I think Bioshock was a masterpiece? I would say yes in a heartbeat because
Yes.
that game is amazing. I remember just coming out of there and like being in the water at the beginning, and I was like,
yeah.
"Holy
Yeah.
cow!"
shit!
I couldn't stop looking.
So
now,
much.
now before you
immersion.
go on the next one, what I was looking at was like the reason I didn't say it's a masterpiece was because, like Bob said, yeah, like the mechanics and stuff have been done before, but the storytelling was awesome, but it did not compare to The Last of Us storytelling. Like I didn't really relate to Booker DeWitt as much as I did
to Joel and
to
Ellie.
Joel. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
there's not really many games that have that story. Like
Exactly.
No, yeah.
So
and that's why there aren't that many masterpieces.
No, there aren't that many masterpieces.
okay, but I'm gonna come at you, Chris. You say Shadow of Colossus. And
Masterpiece.
Listen. But what about the story though?
The story's amazing. The story's fantastic. It's all how you perceive it, and that's the best part of it. In Shadow of the Colossus, what you're doing is you're slaying the 16 colossi in order to get like the permission from the gods to resurrect your girlfriend. But I'm not going to say the ending. Actually, I can't say the ending. It's a spoiler alert for those who haven't played
Yeah,
it.
and there's an
But-
HD collection out there, so it's still a relevant
Right.
game.
If you-
can
if
still
you-
spoil it.
It's proof that a game doesn't need dialogue in order to make you feel for that character. There's like maybe like a paragraph of dialogue in that
So
entire
you-
game, but it's all about the music and the gameplay and the sound,
So
and
you're saying-
it really brings you in.
Okay, the reason there are two different storylines with that. Last of Us and Shadow of Colossus.
Right.
One is more power and like movie like. The other one's just very subtle. And so what you're trying to say with masterpiece with the story, it has to be emotional, right?
Very emotional.
For our masterpiece discussion, it has to be emotional, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to throw two more out there. Both Zelda games. Wind Waker versus Twilight Princess. Would you agree that both are masterpieces or only one? And if only one, which one?
Let's see.
Or none.
I played both of them, so
I mean,
can't say
I'm still like in love with the first Legend of Zelda for like Nintendo.
Which
like,
one?
That was
Pass
The
the
Legend
time?
of Zelda.
the first one. The Legend of
The
Zelda.
Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda.
Like
I was
that was a masterpiece.
I like
That
the
was-
what was that?
yeah.
A Link Between Two Worlds.
A Link Between
Worlds.
Worlds.
Oh my gosh, that game's. Let's see. For both of those, yeah. See, now I'm like throwing out masterpiece like it's like nothing, but
Yeah.
See,
they are really good, and
That-
they are masterpieces. Because you know what, I'm gonna say they're
Oh, here it
masterpieces.
comes! Woo! They are masterpieces.
done!
It's done because that was the thing about Metal Gear Solid, and I'm not gonna bring it. This is the only thing we're gonna say with it. Everyone looked at me because I
Yeah,
brought up
Bob.
those. But those are masterpieces too, and I'll say all
Yep.
of them because it's a collection. And
Every Metal Gear Solid game is a masterpiece. Storytelling, it's weird. It's just a fucking weird game.
Okay,
Rich.
okay, okay.
It
I
is.
know,
It's
I
just,
know.
It's just the weirdest shit,
they
but
are.
it makes sense, and it's like it makes you go crazy. All right, no more Metal Gear.
all right, Spec Ops: The Line.
Spec
No.
Ops.
Why?
I would say that is a very, very good game.
Emotional? That is a very emotional game.
Very emotional.
Great
game.
story.
It's very emotional,
Great
but not
story.
even close to The Last of Us
No.
or Shadow of the Colossus.
No.
And the gameplay was pretty standard shooter.
Yeah.
I would say
It gets-
it's a great must play, but I would not call it a masterpiece.
Would you say if the gameplay was a little better, it could have been masterpiece with the storyline that they had?
No, because besides just the gameplay mechanics, the fact that it's mega linear
I mean,
didn't really do it any favors.
If the gameplay mechanics did something to where they actually flushed out the story more,
Right.
potentially, but we didn't.
Because in that game, it's like a corridor shooter, and you're in the sand or you're in like a building, a broke down building, but you're always blocked by the sides on something. In Last of Us, it's more open, even though it is linear. But at the same time, it's like you're figuring out like where do I go and how do I get there.
Yeah.
In that game, you're just running through corridors shooting basically.
exactly.
So in Last of Us, it's just like okay, I'm here in this big open field. I got to get over there. Holy shit, there's a lot of zombies. How am I going to get there?
The thing about Spec Ops is I felt stopping points in that game. In Last of Us, I didn't want to stop.
Right.
I felt like I had to keep going and play it all in one sitting, you know?
Same with Shadow of the Colossus. I wanted to
keep going.
slaughter every Colossi.
So then another
One
thing
minute.
that we want to say is that with masterpieces are games that you don't want to put down.
Right.
So they have to be addictive.
Right.
And they have to have a good storyline. Okay.
Yep.
What else?
You have to relate to the characters.
Well, to everyone listening, go ahead and post your masterpieces and why you believe that they deserve that title.
Yeah.
As well.
Agreed.
Any other masterpieces that we want to?
Oh, there are several probably. But
Blast from the Past.
Chrono Trigger,
Ooh.
masterpiece.
GoldenEye, 64.
Masterpiece.
What about Perfect Dark?
Why? Why would you say it's a masterpiece?
Because that revolutionized multiplayer.
It did.
It made
and first-person shooter mechanics.
And first-person shooter. It did a bunch of amazing
Graphics.
things. Graphics, yeah, graphics were ahead
Even
of
though it was
time.
on the 64 controller.
Yeah. Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Wait. I was gonna hold on. So you said GoldenEye was a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, but Perfect Dark.
Bob, would you say GoldenEye was a masterpiece?
Yes.
Would you say Perfect Dark's a masterpiece?
No,
Why?
because Perfect Dark didn't do the same thing. It looked like it was trying to copy it.
Right.
Even though it was made by the same company.
Now,
Right.
But it was using the same thing that they already had done in a different scenario. So theoretically, it should be a masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't. It didn't capture the exact same magic that GoldenEye did.
so what if Perfect Dark came out before GoldenEye and GoldenEye was the second
What
one?
if, Bob?
It would be a masterpiece.
Perfect Dark would be a masterpiece.
Because that would be those shooter mechanics before they were copied and pasted.
Yeah, I suppose
It
so.
had bots.
We don't know though, because GoldenEye was released first.
Yep, that's right. History has written itself, Rich.
Yes.
Bob, any recommendations for a masterpiece? Any questions?
You know, it was, I said Metal Gear. I would say Super Meat Boy.
yeah.
It is a
Super
masterpiece.
Meat Boy. I haven't
Even-
played that game,
Even
so I can't vouch for it.
even though, you know, it's a platform game and people are like, oh, it's done before, but the level of skill you need to play that game, and there's so much variety, and you know, the story's kind of fun and it's addicting, and it's hard.
Now here's another one in the same atmospheric realm as Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. Journey. Would you say it's a masterpiece?
Journey. Journey is a masterpiece.
Bob?
Only
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes, because Journey.
It's a work of art.
Because you didn't need dialogue, did you, Rich?
Nope, you didn't
You
need
didn't need
dialogue.
dialogue.
It immersed you into its world, and it found a way to put multiplayer in there.
Back to Shadow of the Colossus really quick. You
Oh
know what
my
I thought?
God.
You know what
Oh
I thought
my
was
God.
you know what I thought? You know what I thought was amazing?
Shadow of the Colossus
You know what I thought was amazing is that they made you love that horse, Aggro. that horse,
God,
Aggro.
they did.
Even though he didn't talk and you
Aggro.
didn't talk to him, all you did was yell his name, Aggro.
because he was always there.
Yeah, and he was the man.
He was the man.
And you love that horse, and then that thing happens, and you're like, shit! Like, love that game. I need to play it again.
Heavy Rain.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Heavy Rain is a masterpiece.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
So, but I mean the mechanics in that game, Bob, weren't that great for me anyway.
Well,
And-
that game immersed me so much. I was so stressed out, and for a game, I mean, can you think of a game that did it before it that was that emotionally?
That did
they made,
what? That emotional? What do you mean?
And
like
then
that
with the
emotional?
storyline, like a movie storyline, like what The Walking Dead is doing.
Well,
They had one before.
Are you
but-
talking about like just cinematics and graphics in general? Because in terms of a cinematic storyline, Final Fantasy VI has done that.
Yes. No, but like you know, with the like you're controlling your destiny,
Your control,
kinda, sorta. You know, I really liked it, and I love the story of it. I enjoyed it so much. So I would say Heavy Rain would be one for mine too.
I had one more. What was it? What's the name of that game? Oh yeah, Mario.
Oh well, yeah. Now we
wait
can't.
a minute.
Yeah.
What Mario game would you consider a masterpiece?
There's a wait now here. Yeah, is it the one that came first, or is it the one that perfected the formula?
I don't know, Rich. What is it?
I would say both. Mario 3
Super Mario 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3?
and
Absolutely.
the first Mario, because what it did was amazing.
Also, Galaxy.
I was gonna say Galaga.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I mean, like it's masterpiece is such a hard word to describe what game is that and what game's not, because you're pretty much saying this is the top tier, and like it can't get any better.
But a masterpiece doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
Se.
But do you know what makes? You know how to easily distinguish a masterpiece from a really amazing game?
How is that, Chris?
I hate you so much. Emily,
How is that, Chris?
what distinguishes a masterpiece from every other game is that you can pull out a masterpiece and you can look at it and say, this revolutionized this aspect of gaming. Storytelling, gameplay, something like that. Last of Us revolutionized all of that. Storytelling and gameplay mixed with everything.
Which
sound,
means-
atmosphere.
Which means another masterpiece in the FPS genre would have to be Halo.
Yep.
Because
Halo's.
all-
And what? What, Bob? Technically, you
well,
have to...
I would say Call of Duty 4,
You have to...
Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
not a
I
masterpiece.
would honestly dispute that.
Yeah.
Well, what I
I
say-
would say that Battlefield was a masterpiece for the massively multiplayer genre.
Especially
as
with
far
its,
as,
with
war
its
games.
huge maps
Well,
and
but
its
I'm not
actual
saying
like accuracy.
massive, like small map, quick twitch shooting. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't say that game's a masterpiece because of maybe what has it become, but maybe at the time, I don't know. The problem,
The thing that we're having problems with is that we're having problems distinguishing a masterpiece from a revolutionary game.
that's what I was gonna
Yes.
say. If we're gonna say any game that's revolutionary is a masterpiece,
Right.
we'd have to say Call of Duty is for what it did.
But I will not ever say Call of Duty is a
So
masterpiece.
it could be
I
revolutionary.
can't
It could be revolutionary, but it's not.
See, the thing with Call of Duty is I wouldn't even say it's revolutionary. And I'll tell you why.
Oh God.
Because Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Marathon, Pathways into Darkness, all those first-person shooter games, okay, did what Call of Duty is doing already, okay, besides the perk system. But Call of Duty just took it online, and it's made it in a different era, so there's better quality graphics. That's really all it is. It's the first-person shooter mechanics upgraded
And I mean,
and taken online.
Halo obviously did it. The cool thing about Halo is that people made those servers themselves. They made
Right.
that game go online.
Halo 1 is absolutely a
The
masterpiece.
fans made that, and then that is what inspired Xbox Live. So that actually started console online gaming.
Yep.
Now, another game that I
Yeah,
would say is
I would-
revolutionary,
yeah.
I think, that deserves it more than Call of Duty is Counter-Strike.
Ooh, for the arena shooters, huh?
Yep, Counter-Strike, I think, is the one that deserves the title of masterpiece for that. Because people are still playing that game, and Call of Duty is heavily inspired off of that.
That's very true. I mean, you're making really good points. Yeah, I know what you're saying because it has been done before. Just Call of Duty was maybe the
Call
most
of Duty-
impactful for people in consoles.
Yes.
Like that's general audience, maybe revolutionary of what
Exactly.
it did with that. With Counter Strike, it was more often more close related. That was a more PC type.
Now, speaking of all these masterpieces and great games, Bob and Chris,
Oh, Rich.
do you think that a great game could be passed up by someone because they've been spoiled? Like a great game of the past, for
Great
example.
game or masterpiece?
Masterpiece.
You said.
If I know I said great, but
Oh, like
example,
say we,
Final Fantasy VI. Someone doesn't want to play that game because the graphic art style isn't modern.
I would say that's their loss.
Yeah. So
But you gotta understand, there are people, and there's a lot of people that I know that are very particular about their games. I mean, I think me and Chris are definitely ones that go really out and play almost everything. But there are a lot of people that just stick to certain types of games. I mean,
Right.
I think me and Chris are more like authentic gamers. I mean, I know Rich, you play a lot of stuff
yeah.
too.
Oh,
But
yeah. well,
Shit.
you don't
oh
Yeah.
shit! I forgot.
Shit.
I was like, oh, can
Whatever.
I swear?
Are you kidding me, Bob?
I forgot. For a second, I forgot that we swear on here. I'm like, yeah. So
This ain't no kid podcast.
no kid podcast.
No
we,
kid
we
podcast.
all have a very wide spectrum of games
Yes.
here.
Absolutely. I don't like to keep a closed mind because I think that's unfortunate for the person who keeps a closed mind because
Exactly.
they're missing out on all those experiences,
They are.
and they're all learning experiences. You know how hard it is because I played. I used to work at a video store for like 3-4 years, something crazy like that, and I was able to rent 3 free video games at a time. This is back in like the Xbox 360 era, so I was renting everything and like playing everything because all I did was work part time. And I would go home and do nothing except play games. So I've played so many games since then. And even after that, still, all I do is play games. I don't do anything else.
It's true.
Let's not lie. Let's not lie.
That's not-
And now when I pick up a game, I'm so much more critical of a game because I've had so many of those experiences that it's really hard for me to find a masterpiece. But when I stumble across something like The Last of Us, like GoldenEye, whatever it is, or Halo, I love it to death, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know it's a masterpiece because I'm just like, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours on video games, and this one doesn't make me want to stop.
Exactly. Now, but what I said can work both ways. There are people out there that have played classic games for Super Nintendo, PlayStation, N64, all sorts of old consoles, and they use those experiences because those games have set the bar really high, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And there are games that come out today that look great and technically they play great, but then people can't get into them.
Right.
Now, why do you think that is?
I think there's honestly what I think is a nostalgic value that people have because we always our brains. We always remember things so much better than they used to be.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. And then we think of whatever game we're thinking of that it was so great, so awesome.
This game did it so well. Why isn't this one doing it like that?
And this game, the newer game, might actually be doing it much, much better, but you don't perceive it that way. So I think that could be a big reason why people don't get into them.
True.
And
yeah, because you could just do this. You remember GoldenEye? We all remember how amazing that game was. Go and play it right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna
want to blow your head off.
Probably.
You're gonna be like, really? Like, can I just stick a PS4 controller in there or something like that? Like,
oh yeah, using that 64.
Can't you just remake it? Yeah.
They did remake it.
God, yeah, they did twice.
Yeah.
And it was a disaster every time.
Yeah, I definitely think. We're always limited in that moment, and we always think of the past so much better. But we have the technology that we have now, the gaming software that we have now. Games are much bigger. There's so much more immersion in the game that they can add. So, right now I feel like gaming's at its peak. It has the most immersion, most best gameplay yet, and
it has the most potential.
We're spoiled. That's what the thing is.
Definitely.
We're now becoming more and more spoiled, and now we want to go into every single building in Watch Dogs, for example, and raid someone's house and see all sorts of different clothes and stuff. People are getting, but their expectations are getting crazy.
The problem is, but the problem is, even with the consoles now, that there are limitations. There's limitations in every single game.
Yeah,
and. What I like to describe is video game logic. There's places you can't go. Even though you're I could break that window, or I could cut someone's body into pieces, but I can't break through the door with my sword.
Exactly. People are starting to notice that more and more.
But
because of the gameplay mechanics in other games, like Battlefield, where I can just throw a grenade and blow that house up, and I can just go through the wall.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that in every single game? Or in Mirror's Edge and Titanfall, I can run along the wall, but I can't do it in Call of Duty.
Maybe it's our generation.
You
Because we grew up. From, the first time I ever played a video game was Nintendo when I was 5 years old. My uncle got me an NES system when I was 5, and my mom coined the term Nintendo eyes.
Yeah.
She still uses it all the time because I would play so long that she would have to yell at me to get off, and my eyes would be bloodshot red because I'd be playing for so long. I grew up doing that from 5 years old to now, playing that many games. So maybe it's our generation because now I play all this other stuff, and I'm not picking out every small thing. Look at we just played Shadow Warrior. There's issues it's not the best game ever, but it's fun. I'm having a blast.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people nowadays that are just screw that. I'm just gonna go play Call of Duty. What the heck is that game? You know what I mean? People that haven't been gaming their entire lives, they don't appreciate the steps that we've taken from Nintendo to now.
They won't sit there. They won't sit down and try something new.
I know people that won't even touch 7 Days to Die because they say it looks like a 360 game on a PC. I'm like, so?
So what?
It doesn't look like Gears of War. Who cares?
The gameplay is there.
Right.
Honestly, the biggest thing going to PC and going from old is the resolution.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's... the graphics are... I thought it was it's the graphic. No, it's the resolution. The resolution is almost everything. That's what I'm saying.
That's
clarity.
That's why emulators are awesome because you can take Wii games and PS2 games and you
make
can
them HD.
You can actually render it'll actually showcase them in 1080p and it just makes them look so good. But what I was gonna say was I completely forgot. But I was gonna segue into this. It was gonna be perfect.
Oh no, he forgot.
I totally
What'd
forgot.
you forget, Rich?
Go, Chris.
Oh, what you throw it on me?
Yeah.
Well,
what's next?
I was at the grocery store and I bought 17 boxes of cereal the other day.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah. Games like 7 Days to Die, remind me of indie games. And now there are a lot of indie games out Transistor?
Oh,
Great game.
I got
right?
Bastion. No,
You got you. Oh,
I beat
isn't
Transistor.
Bastion fun?
I haven't tried it yet.
Now,
I haven't played it yet.
the cool thing about indie games is they take old gameplay styles and mechanics and graphics, and they bring them into the modern era. So they actually make them.
You know what a great
That's-
example of that is?
Huh?
Trine. You ever played Trine 2?
I have not played Trine 2.
It was free on PS Plus
I
last
I
month.
think I just downloaded it,
And
but I haven't
that
played it.
game it's a side-scrolling game, but it's 3D made with Unreal Engine, and it's physics-based. It's awesome. It's a
It's
blast.
beautiful. It's
So
me and
lots of
Chris-
puzzles and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Me and-
Half-Life puzzles?
It's all puzzles.
And
yeah.
it's,
And then there's some combat.
It's a game that you play with me and Chris play together, but you can play with 3 people.
Ooh.
Yeah. An archer,
I'd
a
play it
mage, and a knight.
Yeah.
Archer.
Yeah, Archer's cool. She shoots arrows, and
Yeah.
swings. You can upgrade your arrows, like frost fire arrows, whatever.
But I know what you're saying with those
Yeah.
retro games. I mean, that's what Super Meat Boy was. It was an indie game. It was a complete
yeah.
metro game of a platform game, kind of taking like Mario-esque platforming,
Mario on crack.
but actually making it very, very difficult. And having games like that, and it's kind of like the newer thing. It's great because you play these old games, you're like, wow, I wish old games did this. And so these the younger people that play these games, these are the first games that they play as platform. They're like brand new to it, but for us, we remember when it was like, oh, this wouldn't work out. So
Now, if you like Transistor and you like Bastion, there's a game called Hyper Light Drifter. I don't know if you've seen it or heard
Hyper
about
Light Drifter. That's an
but
awesome title.
it looks phenomenal. You should check it out. Everyone listening, check that out.
Hyper Light Drifter.
Yep, another game that's coming out. If you guys enjoyed Metroid at all, that series, an indie developer is making a game called Ghost Song. It's heavily inspired by Metroid and also looks like it's going to be a really great game.
What was it
What-
for?
It's going to be for PC.
PC.
Yep.
What about X
X? Oh, you're talking.
for Wii U?
Oh, X. X isn't an indie
Yeah.
game.
Oh no, I'm just talking about what about X? Are you
That-
hyped for it or what?
Oh yeah, I played Xenoblade Chronicles. I've played Xenogears. I played all those games, and
You know what also is amazing? That's
Xenosaga.
free on
for anyone.
PS Plus in July.
What?
Towerfall.
Towerfall.
Old school mechanics, old school graphics. We've put so many hours into that game. I've burst my vocal pipes many times playing that game.
Definitely.
Towerfall Ascension.
Towerfall Ascension.
That game, it's for PC as well, so you can pick it up if you can play with. It's not online on PC. I don't know. The problem with the game right now with Towerfall, it's not online. However,
Right.
it is really fun to play with people, and anybody who ever wants to play me, open challenge.
Whoa!
Oh, look at that.
You hear that?
Bob's throwing
leave a
that out there.
Leave a comment if you want to challenge Bob at Towerfall.
Yeah, if you want to lose,
And then if you beat Bob, you got to deal with the
oh
real
yeah,
champ.
right, Chris.
Yeah!
I'll beat you anytime.
Oh, come on,
I'll
Bob.
throw out my challenges when Smash comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't be inside. Smash Masterpiece.
Oh, Bob, what do you think of Mario Kart? You
Smash.
playing
Okay, yes. In terms of oh hell yes, Smash Bros.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
okay. Oh.
Smash Bros. Melee is the masterpiece.
that? Uh-oh,
It's
you
one
opened the
that-
floodgates.
It perfected that combat.
Well,
64 is really good too, but Melee is where it's at.
I've talked about Mario Kart. I think they know. It's fun. I mean, like, it helps sell the Wii. It's good multiplayer. So yeah, I've already talked about it though. So if you have a Wii U and you don't have Mario Kart,
Get Mario Kart.
yeah, I mean,
That's
come
why
on
you
now.
bought the Wii U like
You have
2
nothing
years
else
ago.
to buy with.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got Smash coming, so yeah.
They're talking about bringing a lot more games back on Wii U, like 64.
Yeah, where's the
Games and stuff
GameCube?
like that.
Where's the GameCube?
Where's the GameCube, Rich?
Emulator on
Where's
there?
the GameCube,
Where is
Rich?
it? Where is
Where
that?
is it?
I want it.
Put in a request, Rich.
They better also make those games a little bit better looking. The Wii U can do it. Make it look a little bit better.
Hey, the Wii U uses espresso. What is it called? Espresso processor, which is highly upgradable, so they can get the graphics to look like close to like a PS4's graphics.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact is, it's still an HD
Right.
Nintendo console. Zelda's gonna look great. Nintendo's always been about the art style.
Yeah.
So as long as they can continue that art style, their games are gonna look phenomenal. Their games looked phenomenal last generation, and they were in 480p. So
Yep. 480p.
yeah.
Yeah, they have their own little like style. And Wind
Yeah.
Waker HD. You
Yeah.
just made me think of that. Oh,
If
so
that-
good.
And if you go back to masterpieces, let's all not forget that the Wii U and the Wii might have been like the weirdest things ever, and a lot of people hate them, except for the old people and the kids and stuff like that.
Bowling.
But remember remember that when we were talking about masterpieces, about 3/4 of those masterpieces came from Nintendo.
Exactly. And I mean, Nintendo has been kind of doing some stupid stuff as of late, but they are one of the
We
fathers of
need
gaming.
a new Nintendo, and I really want Sony to be that new Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
The
want?
Sony that pushes the limits, because they're pushing it with Morpheus, they're pushing it with game sharing.
Yeah.
We need a new Nintendo to revolutionize gaming.
Nintendo has made some interesting announcements, and they're gonna apparently launch a new console again sometime in the near future.
So anyone who got a Wii U, I guess we're screwed. So,
No, they're still focusing on the Wii U.
yeah.
But
We get our Zelda.
yeah, we're getting our Zelda.
And our-
They're probably
Honestly,
Smash.
if I get a Zelda and a Smash, I mean,
Star Fox,
Star Fox, yeah, and then
Donkey Kong.
you saw him using the gamepad.
Yeah.
It was like blurred out.
Yeah,
Yep.
come on, just show us it. Jeez.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not playing Star Fox.
So we need. I think Microsoft was trying to do that.
Microsoft did a
They're
good
trying
job
to-
presenting games, but a lot of it was CG trailers.
No, I'm talking about in general. When they first started, I think Microsoft's vision was them trying to be the new Nintendo.
They're
Yeah.
trying to revolutionize.
But Nintendo was still Nintendo then.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Can Nintendo take it back, or does someone else
Can
have
Nintendo
to?
take it back, Rich?
They
We'll
won't.
see.
They won't.
I have faith in Nintendo. They've done stupid stuff before. Look at Virtual Boy. Come on, they do their screw ups and they get back on track.
I
I
think-
hope. I mean, it's not like I don't want them to, because I really do. But I don't think they're always going to be second tier compared to for consoles at least between Microsoft
For
and Sony.
handhelds, though, they'll always be number one.
I think the only way they can come back and be number one on top again is if they start creating new IPs.
Yeah, I
Because-
agree with that. I mean, they have a couple here and there, but
Mario for 20 years isn't going to keep your interest forever. You know what I mean?
what are they gonna do? They have to be creative.
Yeah.
They
It's
gotta-
like I need new
I
characters.
mean, they were
need new
creative a long
things.
time ago, and now they're kind of just using that creativity.
Yeah.
They're changing their games. They're
Mhm.
definitely putting more creativity in them, but they should be putting that towards new things.
Right.
Completely new things.
Like X.
Like X. Well, X is still I mean, it's a new yeah. It's basically Xenoblade Chronicles in HD.
Right.
But-
It's just like the Uncharted syndrome. Like what they were talking about, what we were talking about the other day, was that they said that they want Uncharted to end. IGN did a little special on that to like, what do we want Uncharted to end with this new Uncharted, and like that's what Nintendo. It's Nintendo syndrome. People don't want Nintendo syndrome. They don't want to be playing the same things over and over and over again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? New IPs are the way to push things forward.
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Good new IPs, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, having that creative balance and doing different things, it's great. So hopefully hopefully they find some new things to do. And what is that? Like Sunset Overdrive. It's a new IP, but I feel like that one at least is not doing anything that new.
Cartoony Infamous.
Yeah.
But not saying it won't be fun. I don't think it'll be
A master-
revolutionary.
Yeah,
Or a
Yeah,
masterpiece.
I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, we haven't played it yet, but based off of the trailers and just the gameplay itself,
I'm
Yep.
excited to play it.
oh
but
yeah, it's
I'm
gonna
not
be
like
it's gonna be a fun game to play.
fun
but
game.
Masterpiece?
No,
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Calling it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You heard
so,
it here first.
So to wrap it up, I'll name some of the games that are free on PS Plus this month. We got Towerfall,
Great.
and apparently
Great.
it's the director's cut version, and that has 50 new versus levels, 4 more playable archers, and an all-new 12-player cooperative quest mode, and
12
6
player.
additional power-ups. Yeah.
So I bought it for $15, and now I get a better version for free.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Looks
Hey,
like.
that's what I'm gonna be doing, Bob.
Yeah. And
Also-
you're gonna do it with the next one too.
Without the buy in it.
Yeah. Well, the next game you bought.
Which next game? Oh,
The next game is Strider.
yeah,
Yep,
but I bought
Strider.
that months and months ago.
How do you feel about it? Did you beat it?
No. I lost. I mean, at first I thought it was fun, but then I lost interest in it. The old, the old Strider games I felt had better gameplay. I don't
Whoa!
know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rich is hating on it.
I don't
All right,
hate
well,
it. I just
You ever gonna play it again, or you
Grab
done?
your
I'm gonna try it again, but
Grab your free game. I know I'm going to grab it. I'm
Yeah.
definitely grabbing Towerfall. I had that in my shopping cart, and I was going to buy it.
and then
And
you
then I was too lazy to put in my credit card info. So,
there you go.
There's some other ones too.
Save
What about
the day.
PS3?
I was going to move to Xbox One and
Oh,
Xbox.
Xbox One. Okay.
Gotham City Imposters and Guacamelee.
Guacamelee. Guacamelee.
Yeah.
What's that? Xbox One?
Yes.
Yeah.
And have you played Guacamelee?
No, I've been
played
wanting to.
Guacamelee. It's a good platform game. It's really fun. It's funny, and it has a good art style. Definitely, I played on my Vita. Definitely a game that is worth playing. I enjoyed it. So,
Especially if you get it for free, right?
and especially good for that game's definitely worth it. So, bravo Microsoft for picking an arcade game, but a good arcade game.
Right. And moving backwards to PS3, Dead Space 3 is free.
What?
Yeah.
I bought that like
Dead
when
Space
it came
3.
out. I should
I
have just
know.
waited.
I know. I got it for $30, I think.
I got it for
Great game.
though.
Definitely pick that up. It's free.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely good
for a
game.
free. Oh,
Yeah.
no brainer,
Yeah.
no brainer.
No
You
brainer.
don't. If there's a game for free, you pick it up. Even if you don't think you're gonna play it, you pick it up.
You pick it up.
Real quick, Dead Space 1 masterpiece.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Really good though.
Do you
Really
know how
good,
long
not masterpiece.
it took me? Because I started that game when it came out, and I finished it last year. So I know, and the reason why I know it.
So scared.
Did you start a new game or did you just
No,
continue?
it's the same one. If you look at my achievements for that game, I achieved in 08, 09, 010, 11,
010.
012.
010, 11, and 012.
Oh, well, 2010, right?
Hey, 2010.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh?
2010,
Huh?
2011, and I think I finally finished the 13th.
So you should have said 009.
009. Well, you get what I meant.
I
But
know.
every year I got an achievement, and that's impressive.
Pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
And the reason why it took me so long is because I got stressed out and I was scared.
That's how I was with Heavy Rain.
When
I
I-
hated picking that game up, but I wanted to finish it, but I hated picking it up.
When I first played Dead Space, oh my god, just the ambiance in that game.
Yeah.
There's it's on surround sound now. I don't even know.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't like.
I liked it, but it just my hands
Oh.
were
I
sweaty.
just kind of
Come
wish
on.
that Dead Space 2 and 3, like Dead
I
Space
didn't
2 was
even
still
play
really
those.
good. You haven't played 2? 2 is the pinnacle of that action
Yeah,
game.
but it was scary.
No,
But it's no.
I disagree.
2 is the pinnacle of Dead Space in terms of action and stuff. In terms of horror, Dead Space 1.
Okay, good.
But I kind of wish they combined it better throughout
And
the
then
franchise.
3 started to become more action based.
Yeah, but
Like
if
a
you're looking
Resident-
for the
3
best,
turned into a third
the
person
best,
shooter.
yeah, the best action one is still 2. 2
Yeah.
beats
Definitely.
2 beats 3. Best horror one, 1.
Mm-hmm.
1.
And lastly, on PS3, 2D action puzzler Vessel is free.
Um,
And then you got Vita, you got Lego Batman 2, and then you got Doki Doki Universe.
Doki Doki.
Yep.
I thought there was another thing for Vita.
Not that I know of. Just
Oh,
those.
okay.
So if Xbox/Microsoft starts upping their ante and puts out more free games, do you think Sony's gonna be like 4 free games?
I don't know, Rich.
I don't know.
They're already doing 2. They already upped the ante.
I know.
Yeah, so.
They've matched it.
All right, that about wraps up episode 8 of the Talk Gaming Podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Chris. J-Bone is not here. I'm used to saying that.
Later,
This is
J-Bone.
Chris, Bob, and the Seventh Sword. We are signing out.
I'll be J-Bone. Batman! Okay.
Batman.
So,
Metal Gear Solid! Metal Gear Batman!
All right, peace.